Christmas. Christmas and I have a strained history. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Happiness abounds, love is in the air, gifts are exchanged, and neighbors from all walks of life come together to commemorate and celebrate the joys of salvation, brotherhood, and peace. There's a power in Christmas, a great and mighty power that goes beyond what mortal convention can understand. That's the way it was, but I fear that has changed over the course of the centuries. Now, though the time of year feels the same, the feeling seems hollow. So little of it feels genuine or real. The commercialization of Christmas bothers me more than the materialization. Mankind has always enjoyed material gain and worth. That was the same even before the first Christmas. So that was not something I had concerned about or really cared about. But the artificiality of it all, the magic of Christmas, I feel, has not diminished. People just don't remember it like they did once upon a time. But I still see it. In the average person. The simple life. Now, to be fair, it's not like my Christmases are necessarily happy per se. I work on Christmas as well, and many times when I work on Christmas, the people I visit are quite upset. I still go where the darkness dwells, and I have this talent for ruining the holiday for people, and that's something I greatly regret. But there are times, though very few, that I can say I came across a Christmas miracle. But the most important one of all, I was blessed to be in attendance. I don't remember where I was exactly when I got the call, when the Lord called out to me. I remember that it was a still and somber night. The air was cool, only a few clouds pocked the sky, and stars ignited the heavens with blessed, glowing twinkles that set the mind to wander. For you who live in cities, you will never understand the true magnitude of such starry skies. The way the very atmosphere lights up with the cosmos. Like the whole of creation had this world wrapped around its hand in a gentle embrace. But I digress. All of the angels of the Lord were being called to a town in Bethlehem. It was a town almost out of the way, a town I'd visited only on a handful of occasions recently, but as I arrived, it was as though I'd walked through heaven's gates. Every angel, every one of the heavenly host was in attendance, wings outstretched and bodies radiating a holy light that no human could behold. I swiftly took up my own angelic form to join in the group, and a few angels noticed my coming and gave me a bit of room, some casting sidelong and irritated glances at me. Not all of the angels counted me among their hosts, because I was different. My task was one of a far darker and sad purpose. I was born the day humanity fell. I am not like the others, and thus I will always stand apart. But I had been invited to see this event as they all had. They could not deny me this. I brushed past a few and beheld the sight that would set the world alight with change. A cave. Nothing more than a lonely little cave in a hill used for housing farm animals and livestock. Sitting in it, breathing heavily and in tears, a woman lay in the straw. By her side was a man beaming from ear to ear, and before them was a trough, a manger of all things, and in it, a baby. And you can imagine how ridiculous this must have looked. A stable, a simple farmhouse with a mother and father and a baby sitting in the manger. It would have looked ridiculous until I realized this was not just a baby. I felt my breath catch in my throat as I beheld my master before me in this form, in the form of a baby. This infant was our master. And every angel among us looked no less startled than I. Some moved closer as if scared to believe it to be true. Others shouted in exclamation, and yet every one of us could scarcely believe our eyes. The Lord was in human form. His small eyes turned to us, and a single faint smile crossed his face. Not one of us dared breathe as we all sank to our knees. The Lord was there, and we had not shown him our respect. We bowed low to the sun and worshipped as one. That night, the presence of every angel left a glorious glow around the cave, and that glow rose into the heavens as we worshipped, lighting a magnificent star above where they were. After some time, we rose, and the angels began to sing. They began to dance and rejoice, though I did not join them. I was still, I suppose, contemplating what I had just seen, taking it in. "We cannot remain," some cried. "Come, our work is not done. To the fields, to the fields!" And they took to the skies. I watched them fly off to the shepherd fields far off from the city. As they flew, I watched and began to walk away. "Why do you leave, Death?" I turned and saw who spoke. Gabriel. Gabriel, God's messenger. He was one of the few of the heavenly hosts who spoke to me as an equal. "Will you not join us? This night is in celebration." "Of what, Gabriel?" I asked him. "My father lies as a helpless babe in that crib. He is helpless, weak, and in a shameful form. I cannot hide from some of my disdain. I walk among humans every day, my friend. I know how they are, what they will do. They will not know him. They will not accept him. He will be as a stranger in a foreign land." "He will," Gabriel answered. "It is the prophecy foretold. It is as our Lord planned, and in time you will come for him, as you do every other human." You can imagine I was not prepared for this news. I stared at Gabriel in nothing less than absolute horror, drawing my sword in fury. "You blaspheme, Gabriel. You would ask me to take the soul of—" "But he was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was on him, and by his wounds we are healed." Gabriel recounted the ancient words to me. "He was assigned a grave with the wicked and with the rich in his death, though he had done no violence, nor was any deceit in his mouth." Isaiah. I remembered. I remembered the prophecy. So this was the meaning of those words. They are. It is not a painless undertaking, and you perhaps bear the hardest burden of us all, for you will... I know what I will do. I turned away from Gabriel and bit my lip in a rage. I still remember the pain, the agony of not doing but knowing what I was to do. My most important client, my most valuable soul. Did my Lord know I would do this when he made me? I turned back to look at the child, at my Creator. His eyes found me again, as if he knew exactly what I was thinking. And then he laughed. A high, beautiful, adorable laugh. The laugh that I heard when I entered the halls of eternity and bore witness to him. The laugh that was given when creation was completed. The laugh of victory when Israel was finally victorious. I smiled despite myself. "Forgive my foolish heart," I pleaded, bowing once more. "Come, brother, we have to inform the shepherds of the field. The men and their sheep must know of this night, and of our master's birth. None are to die this night, not when there is life to celebrate. Join us, Death. Join us in celebration." And I did. I was there when we sang before the shepherds in their fields. I was there as they made their way to Bethlehem to see what I had. And I was elated to learn that Gabriel was right. I had no other task that night. My Lord had given me a Christmas gift. Peace. Just simple peace. Peace for just one night. The greatest gift I'd ever been given. And the gift he promised with his coming. An end to my work. An end to suffering. Just peace. And what a glorious night it was. A holy night. I've spoken long enough. Too long, perhaps. And I'm in danger of being late for my next appointment. But I will write again soon. But after the holiday. I need some time. Some peace. Sincerely, Death.